What's up, YouTube? It's BARBERGODCARTER.tx on Instagram here. We're going to go over the second part of this haircut, me doing the actual finish touches, doing a little bit of enhancement work. And right here with the enhancement pencil, I like to lay it angled and go right across at an angle, laying that pencil down so it gives that little smear effect. And from here, we're still laying an angle, going straight down the line. Now going around the curve, if it gives you a hard time, don't forget to use the corner of the blade. Right there, the corner of the blade. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna sketch our way all the way across. Any little loose hairs that we see outside the line, we're gonna try to catch that and make a nice little area. And at the same time, we're gonna do a little cleanup work that we might have left behind. Make that area a little bit more bald, make that cleaned up even more. Use your finger, use your left hand if you right-handed aligner, or push that ear back so you actually can get a good cut and actually put the blade right on the line and make a nice crisp line while you're going across. So we want to use the left and right side of the blade, keep going back and forth with and against the grain. Sometimes you can either use your right hand and use your index finger and just fold the ear back and you just do your touches. You don't have to be heavy-handed here because you got to think the neck is a real sensitive area and your customer can easily bruise. Field goal post, make sure they straight up and down. Straight up and down. You don't want it angled. Make sure your body's not angled, your head's not angled. Nothing angled there. We just want to keep doing taps all the way across the line. And again, do a little bit more cleanup on the other side. Make sure everything is blurred. Keep doing your taps across the edge up, letting the zero gap blade do what it's going to do. We don't have to press hard here. We're not trying to break skin and leave our client with a scarred lining. Just do simple taps. Again, do simple taps on your left side of the field goal post. Make sure it's straight, double check. Boom, it's all good. That's what we're looking for. Keep going. Next, right here, we're using the Stylecraft Mythic. I like to use it with a taper blade because it really doesn't like debulk. It really cuts really fine and smooth. So it lets you go back through a fade and let you keep working it. Keep getting it smooth. And any little leopard spots that we see, we're just going to touch them and work them out. Using the corner of the blades, only hitting the areas that we need to touch, only hitting the spots we need to touch. And sometimes I like to go up and down, and sometimes I like to do it in a circular motion. You'll see me in certain areas, I might just go ahead and do like a little whip manner, just to really get that circular leopard spot up out of the fade. I wanted the hair to lay nice and smooth and evenly. Move your head around, check that fade out on all angles. You can tilt the client's head up, put it again in light more, let that light hit it, and you see it's a couple more leopard spots right here on the top left side. I'll go ahead and touch them too. And you see how that made that look instantly. Now right here we're gonna get into the enhancement part, laying the color. I like to use the middle part of the fan. I like to go all the way across from the hair to the lining and just fan my way through. And I just like to use the mist. I don't like to use the strong part of it. I only like to use the mist so it can lay nice and smooth and evenly all the way across the lining. And when you're doing your sides, you want to make sure you misting that to the hair. And you're going to flick up. So you don't never leave a dark spot inside of your enhancements. You want to just flick up and you see they came out nice and smooth. Doing the same thing on the other side, using the mist. And I'm going to flick both ways. I'm never just going to have a spot where I'm just going to stop because I don't want to leave a dark spot inside of my lining. I want everything to flow. Use the mist again and just keep misting until it looks good. And you want to double check. Okay, that looks good. You got any little areas you want to darken up a little bit, Just touch them a little bit. You don't have to add too much. Just a little bit more mist just to make sure your corners and stuff is nice and sharp. That's it. Anything that you can't catch with the color, don't forget you always got fibers. We're gonna color match the hair with the lining with the fiber. So even if your color might be a little bit too brown, depending on the color that you use, it might the oxidized look kind of purpley or greenish. That's okay. We're gonna cover it and color match with the fibers. And even with the fibers, we're gonna mist. We're not gonna make sure that we're spraying a whole lot in one area. We're gonna mist that. And after we did that, I'm gonna hit the lining with the Got To Be Glue holding spray. And I'm gonna lean my client back and I'm gonna stretch the skin while I'm pulling the skin. I'm also raising the opposite way. So therefore the skin is nice and tight and the razor can go nice and smoothly to that lining and make it nice crisp line all the way across. So as I move across, I'm moving across with my thumb, stretching the skin at wherever I'm working. I'm making sure that area is nice and stretched. Pause. Again, as you can see right here, leaning the client back, that taper looks nice and blurry. As 50 would agree. Nice and blurry. You don't see no lines, you don't see no leopard spots on either side. Nice and blurry. We're going to keep raising our field goal posts, working that corner and the sides, making sure they come together perfect. So it's at perfect 45 degree angles to make that box. And from here we're going to do a little cleanup work. So that barrier that we made, that we was making that lining, where the holding spray was coming up to, we're just going to gently take our razor, go to the lining, and we're just going to chop it away or scrape it away. So we're not really trying to remake a lining or make the lining sharper. We're just cleaning up the excess from the holding spray off that lining. As you can see, the more you do that, the more that line is going to pop, the taper is going to pop. Boom. Picture perfect finish, baby. You just keep working gently. The razor is really sharp. You don't have to scrape hardly. After that, we're going to go through, do some more finishing touches with the Stylecraft Instinct. They cut nice and smooth. They don't hit too hard. They cut nice and smooth, so they'll let you go through and play with it as needed to. Get that nice finish touch and work. And that's it. Follow more, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Appreciate you.